In this video, we will show you how to replace your EVAP purge valve on this Ford Fusion with a 2-liter engine. This will be located across the top of your engine compartment. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. To gain access, we're going to remove the upper engine cover. This is very simple. Go ahead and take hold of it, give it a little wiggle, lifting it straight up and away from the engine. And that exposes our EVAP lines and purge valve. Let's start disconnecting the upper purge valve line here. For this, it has 2 locking tabs, one up along the top where my index finger is, the second one's located just behind it. We're going to take the 2, squeeze them together, and pull this out of place. If you find you have a hard time squeezing that by hand, you can use some pliers. One quick inspection of the connection point to confirm that's still in good condition. We'll follow this down along the front of the engine. As we follow this down, you can see one of our connectors located just under the intake here. This is another one of those connectors that has 2 locking tabs, one up along the top, one on the bottom there. For this one, it's going to be very difficult to squeeze with your fingers. I'm just going to use my angled pliers here. You should be able to twist it as necessary to gain access. Now we're going to follow this line down. I'm going to be using an angled pick, and we're looking for the connector that's located just below that throttle body. Now right down in this area, you can see the connector. Here's part of the tab, but this portion actually will need to pull out and away. If you were to look on the far side here, it's very, very difficult to see. There's literally no room to see it, but there is actually 2 tabs that you want to try to pull away, and then you should be able to press this down. We're going to see this start pulling away from the connector. That's the unlocked position. Now this connector is actually very close to the alternator. Right here, you can see the protective boot. You want to make sure that boot is in place. If you can see the wire nut behind there, you want to be very careful not to ground out. That's extremely dangerous. Now, like I said, these tabs are pretty much impossible to see. They're underneath the throttle body. I'm just going to use my pick. I'll grab on one ear, start pulling it away, pressing it down. Same thing for the other one. We should be able to see that gray tab starting to come down a little bit. Got one of those picked free. Let's get the next one now. This one's a little bit harder to gain access to. It's very difficult to get both of these locking tabs out at the same time. Okay, let's just keep trying here. This can take several attempts. Now you can see that tab's protruding out a little bit. For me personally, I like to fully remove it. Let's pull that right out of here. There's our plastic clip. Your new line does come with a brand new one of these. We'll dispose of it properly. With that locking clip removed, you can remove the line. We'll just slide that right on off of there. There it is. Now let's make our way along the driver's side of the engine. Now we're going to be making our way underneath here, but to easily gain access, let's remove the air inlet tube. We'll start with this 13mm hitted mounting stud. Quick inspection of that. Continuing on, we have a clamp on either side of this inlet tube. For these clamps, you can either use a 7mm or a flathead screwdriver. Take hold of that, remove it, quick inspection, set it aside. Now in this area, we can see the valve. We're going to carefully grab onto this. We'll lift it up and out of its mounting bracket. Continuing on from there, we have the electrical connector, which leads towards the driver's side of that valve. For this, it has a locking tab that you can squeeze in. If you have a hard time squeezing it, use a small pick or a small screwdriver. Make your way underneath this far end. There's a locking ear. We'll just gently pry on that. While prying on that, we can disconnect the electrical connector. Quick inspection for corrosion, of course. This looks fine. We'll set that connector aside. Now, if you were looking along the top of this valve, you're going to find one of your EVAP lines leading into it. This is a green locking tab. You actually have to look from the bottom side of it. There's going to be 2 ears that we have to gently squeeze, push off to the side, and press this portion up and out. Now that I have this lifted up, you can see the 2 ears here. For those ears, we want to take them. We're going to press them towards that line that's still attached. After you press both of them towards the line, press this up and out. You can see that green tab is lifted now. Now you should be able to take hold of that valve and remove it from the EVAP line. And there it is, friend. With the valve out of place, the next thing we'll do is remove the bracket. Following it this way, you're going to find two 13mm headed mounting nuts. One of them's a little bit more difficult to gain access to. That would be the rearward one, so that's the one I'm going to start with. Right back here. There's that one. Let's get the last one right here. This one's pretty much out in the open. The hardware is out of place. Remove the bracket. Go ahead and set that aside for recycling. Now that we have that out of there, the next thing we're going to do is pay attention to that line. You want to have a peek inside there. If it looks like it's full of debris like this one right here, just try to wipe it out. There should be a seal in there as well. Just going to use a clean rag. For this, I'm not going to use any detergents. I'm just going to use the rag. We don't want to cause any damage. All right, let's get ready to install our brand new EVAP purge valve. First, let's start at the valve itself and we'll remove the bracket. This is fairly simple. Just go ahead and take hold of each piece and separate the two. Just slide it right out of position. Let's give that a quick inspection. Sometimes this rubber grommet will stay on the bracket, other times it'll be inside the plastic. Either way, we need to have it. Mine's on the bracket, so let's continue on with the bracket down in this area. We're bringing this in and we're sliding it onto each of the two studs down here. With that in place, let's start on each of our two 13mm mounting nuts. It's easiest if you bring them into place using a small magnet and then spin them on by hand. Slide that one. We'll torque these to 97 inch-pounds. There's one. Moving along from the bracket, let's have a look at the area of the valve system here. We're going to remove the plastic cap from the valve itself. Now we can start bringing this down into position on the line. Now for this, we want to press the valve directly onto the line as far as possible, and then we're going to press in on this green locking tab, holding it all in position. Once you press in the tab and you can hear the click, go ahead and give that a tug. We're trying to separate it without causing any damage, but you definitely want to make sure it is locked in, otherwise you're going to find you have an EVAP leak and check engine light. That's the same for all of these connection points. Continuing on, we have the area that we're going to slide over our bracket. Let's go ahead and line that up. We'll press the valve right on there. Now we have our electrical wiring harness. Let's get this in position here. We'll press it in, listen for a click. A light tug confirming it's properly secured. Now let's make our way across the front of the engine. I want to make my way all the way down to that lower aspect where we had that connection point, which is the larger of the two connectors. We want to make sure we clean this up. I have a clean rag. We're not using any type of detergents here. Just give this a quick wipe. Now let's give it a thorough inspection, confirming it's not damaged, and it definitely doesn't have any miscellaneous debris. Let's continue on with that connector. As for the connector, we have our protective cover on that. We can remove it, dispose of it properly. Now we're going to bring this all the way down along the front of the engine to that connection point we just cleaned. At this point, we're going to swing it right on over that area and press it in, listen for a click. I heard an audible click. And now I'm going to continue on by trying to tug this off of here. We want to confirm we have a good connection point. We do not want to check engine light. We'll make sure we clean the mounting area. Now we can take hold of that connector. We'll start bringing it down into position. We have that cover. Remove it. Dispose of it properly. Let's get this in position. Should slide right on there. Continue on by pressing it in, listening for a click. Go ahead and try to remove that, confirming you have no leak. Moving along, it's time for our air inlet tube. We're going to take this, we'll get it in position. Just press it right in along here. Now we're making our way up along the top of the engine. We can flex this into position as well. Press it in. Continue on to tightening each one of your clamps. Double check, make sure they're completely secured. You do not want to have an air leak here. You're going to find a check engine light. Install your anchor stud here, 13 millimeter. We'll make our way up here. Clean that up. Install our last piece of the line. One last quick inspection in this area, and we can reinstall our engine cover. For the engine cover, you want to try to align the area where the oil cap and the engine oil dipstick are with their corresponding ports. You should find it presses straight down. Give it a quick wiggle, ensuring it's properly secured. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. The next thing that you need to do is go ahead and hop in the passenger compartment. Start up your vehicle, let it run for a short while, make sure you have no running condition, no check engine light, and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.